Hey everyone, Chris from Computer Stuff here. Today we want to talk about the Apple Watch Ultra. We're actually going to go ahead and compare it to the Garmin Instinct Solar 2 a little bit as well. I was kind of torn on how I wanted to approach this video because on the one hand, the Apple Watch Ultra is the ultimate expression of the Apple Watch, as Johnny Ives would have said. It is by far the best Apple Watch that they've made, but it's still an Apple Watch. So today what we want to find out is if the Apple Watch Ultra is any good and if you should buy one yourself. Let's go ahead and contrast why you may or may not want to buy the Apple Watch Ultra. Why you may not want to buy it is because of the price. The starting MSRP on it is $799, and while that price will kind of go down a little bit over the next couple of months or something like that, you'll be able to find deals and that kind of thing. $799 is still a pretty hefty chunk of change. And considering the fact that you can get a Phoenix 7 for $699, well, price is definitely going to be a pretty major factor for a lot of people. But now, why might you want to buy the Apple Watch? Well, the price. See, the thing is, $799 may seem like a lot of money, but you get a lot of bang for your buck. Let's not forget the fact that it has all these incredible sensors, technologies, and features in it, but this one also comes with a titanium case and sapphire glass. And if you want a comparable watch either from the Swiss makers or from Suunto, from Garmin, from any of these guys, you can expect to pay probably at least $1,000. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more, it depends. But the point is that titanium and sapphire come at a pretty hefty price. So $799 is not seeming so bad. Now, another reason why you may not want to buy the Apple Watch is because of its screen, the touch screen specifically. See, my biggest complaint with the Apple Watch has always been it's always been the touch screen. You get a lot of accidental input if you're somebody that likes to do water sports, whether it's swimming, skiing, or anything that involves kind of like moisture. When you're in the shower, it doesn't matter. The Apple Watch is inevitably going to sort of like activate things and functions and stuff when you don't want it to, and that's always been kind of a pain in the butt. It's been very, very annoying. And as a quick side note, yes, I am aware that the Apple Watch has a built-in water lock screen mode where basically you just sort of flick your finger up and hit the little raindrop and it locks the screen from any accidental input during water. But the thing is that it's kind of annoying to have to sort of battle back and forth between lock mode, unlock mode, especially when you're swimming, especially when you're in the shower. And then let's say that you're in the shower or you're doing something where there is moisture involved and you want to activate a specific function. Well, you just simply can't because either the screen is locked or it'll just kind of go all over the place when it's wet. Now, I did notice that the Apple Watch Ultra, the screen fares a little bit better under, like with water on it than the previous Apple Watches, but it's just nothing to write home about. So I know I'm not the only person that has that complaint with the Apple Watch, and it is something I would really, really love Apple to address, basically somehow to make it a little bit more water friendly. But the other reason why you might want to buy the Apple Watch, well, is because of the screen. See, the thing is that on the Apple Watch, not only did they give it, again, sapphire glass, it has one of the brightest screens available on a smartwatch, period, with over 2,000 nits of brightness. It's also super colorful. It's super bright. It's super clear, responsive. It is just like the best screen on a smartwatch ever. And if you're somebody that likes big watches, well, you'll love the massive screen that they gave you on the Apple Watch Ultra. It'll allow you to just kind of interact with everything on there and do all the things that you want to do. But that said, you may not want to buy an Apple Watch because of, well, it's an Apple Watch. See, the thing is love it or hate it, the Apple Watch has like a very specific kind of format that Apple's been going with since the first one. See, the interface, again, is very large. It's very, very heavy on touching the thing, which I actually will post, I think, a video on how I think that they could make a touch screen-less Apple Watch. But in any event, the point is that interacting with the Apple Watch has always been, I've always found it a little bit clumsy. For example, when you push to hold on the interface, it will automatically go to a mode where it allows you to select a different watch face. One thing that always annoyed me about the ease of switching your watch face is that you will accidentally switch your watch face. I and many other people have had that as a problem, where basically you started with the watch finder watch face and then all of a sudden it goes to like the Mickey Mouse one because that was a part of your watch faces. I am a pretty big fan of the new watch or whatever it's called, Pathfinder watch face that comes with the Apple Watch Ultra, the default one. It looks really, really cool, but there's so much information crowded into one spot that it's very easy to lose kind of in your sights on what you want to find. It's not that intuitive. It's just overly complicated. Apple seems to be kind of in a competition with itself on how it can fit the most crap onto one screen. But that's also why a lot of people might want to buy the Apple Watch. See, the thing is that the Apple Watch is arguably the best smartwatch out there. It's got the best sensors, it's got the best features, technologies. It integrates with the smartphone or with your iPhone better than any other possible watch out there. It has all these apps, it has a lot of developer support. The Apple Watch is, I mean, if you are a fan of the Apple Watch, then you are going to love the Apple Watch Ultra because it's just the Apple Watch on steroids. It has just a little bit more going on with it. Between the emergency SOS capabilities, the advanced GPSs, the diving capabilities now, if you're somebody that is into being like outdoorsy and that kind of thing, then the Apple Watch Ultra is a no-brainer. It's gonna be the best solution for you. But again, that implies that you like the Apple Watch in the first place, which not everybody does. Another reason why you may not want to buy the Apple Watch is because of the battery life. See, your average Phoenix 7 watch is gonna get something like 18 days of battery, and it's about 57 hours worth of battery if you're really putting it through the ringer with GPSs and workouts and stuff like that. The same goes with the Instinct Solar 2. That thing can last as long as a month. And there are even some watches that can last almost indefinitely on solar energy. That said, the Apple Watch Ultra only comes with about 2 to 3 days of battery life. And practically speaking, I ran a lot of tests on that, and you do get about 2 to 3 days worth of battery life depending on how much you work out and how many of the sensors that you use. But the point is that 2 to 3 days just isn't really all that much. Now, they are supposed to be releasing like a battery saver eco option here pretty soon, which will allow you to get more than that. But you know, the whole idea of the Apple Watch in the first place is that it's supposed to be kind of like a health sensor like for your body. It's just supposed to kind of have like track your overall health metrics. So you kind of want that to last more than 2 to 3 days. See, if you're going out on, for example, I was supposed to be going on the Appalachian Trail and doing a little bit of a through hike, and my pick was the Instinct Solar 2 because I knew that thing would last a week without having to charge it. Whereas the Apple Watch, I'd have to bring along a backup battery, I'd have to bring along the charging cable, the little hockey puck thing, and it's just kind of a pain in the butt. But that said, one reason why you might want to buy the Apple Watch Ultra is because it has 2 to 3 days of battery life. It is the first Apple Watch that actually has better than a full day's worth of battery life. So no longer do you have to charge it every single day. You can go a couple of days while you're using the metrics, sleeping, and doing all that other kind of stuff without needing to pop it on the hockey puck. And that is pretty damn cool. But you may not want to buy an Apple Watch Ultra just quite yet because of, well, the looks and the thin bezel. See, the thing is, the Apple Watch Ultra is made of some very, very premium materials. It's got titanium, it's got the sapphire glass on it. There's a bunch of videos out there of people just beating the crap out of it, and the glass does seem to hold up pretty well with some minor exceptions. But what I kind of want to convey here about the looks of the Apple Watch is that very thin bezel on it, the very thing that makes it handsome is the very, very thing that will absolutely make it look like crap with probably about 6 months of rugged use. See, the thing is if you're like a mountain climber or somebody that's really going alpining or hiking or this kind of thing, you are ultimately going to beat the crap out of the Apple Watch Ultra. And that thin bezel right here is just going to mar and get really, really nasty looking really, really fast. On the other hand, though, you might want to buy an Apple Watch Ultra because of the aesthetics. As I said before, it is made of titanium and it's made of sapphire crystal instead of the Ion X glass, so it is more rugged. But I mean, just look at this thing. It is really freaking handsome. That titanium is shaped and sculpted beautifully. It looks both rugged but professional at the same time. I mean, this is something that you could ultimately wear in the boardroom if you wanted to. And I don't know, I mean, I love the action button. I love the accents, the little orange accents on there. You have many, many options when it comes to bands and choices and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, the Apple Watch Ultra just looks good. I would argue that it is the best looking Apple Watch that they've made. It doesn't have that sort of edge-to-edge glass, which frankly, I kind of feel like is getting, I don't know, maybe a little bit clumsy and outdated looking. It was never very timeless looking. It was very iconic. So you always know somebody has an Apple Watch because of the way it looked, that square sort of rounded look to it, and that was part of Apple's success, is that you knew when somebody had an Apple Watch on. But this, you could easily mistake this for something from like a Swiss timepiece master. It looks really, really freaking good. But while we're on the same subject of its looks, there's another reason why you may not want to buy it, and that's because it is huge. I mean, this thing is absolutely massive. When you compare it to the Instinct Solar 2, I mean, it really kind of trumps the Instinct Solar 2 a little bit. I mean, yeah, if you are a female or anybody with small wrists, you are probably not going to want to wear, much less be able to wear, the Apple Watch Ultra. I mean, I have a big wrist, and this thing kind of borderline gets in the way. I hit every possible door jamb in my hallway, or if I'm walking by a table, I will smack this thing right into it. If I'm doing push-ups or something, it will accidentally actuate the action button, which does become kind of a pain in the butt, especially if you're working out and you're looking at the watch and you're trying to get some metrics, and then all of a sudden it hits up that little counter that you've started another lap or whatever it is, the little segment marker. So the size of the Apple Watch Ultra, even though that's what makes it what it is also a little bit of its Achilles heel. It just sort of gets in the way. But that said, one reason why you might want to buy an Apple Watch Ultra is because of the size. I mean, the fact is that it allows you to interact with the Apple Watch in ways that you couldn't really do it before. It offers a better typing experience. It offers a better navigation experience. It allows you to fit more data and more stuff on the screen than ever before. And of course, because of its size as well, is why it has such astronomical battery life and all of the extra little sensors as well. So yeah, the size, even though it's kind of its problem, is also one of its biggest benefits too. It's kind of a strange thing there. One other little thing to mention about the Apple Watch, and this is maybe nor good nor bad, but there's one thing that a lot of people have not been talking about, and that is, I don't know if the camera will focus, but that is the 4 little screws that are on the bottom of the Apple Watch Ultra. And that is a little trick Apple liked to play on people that kind of indicated as if it was easy enough to repair your own. But rest assured, it isn't. Repairing the Apple Watch Ultra is still a pain in the butt. Even if you take those 4 screws up and you take the little bottom off, you still have a pretty nasty little seal that you have to contend with. And then you've got to replace that seal and make sure that you put it back the right way. Otherwise, you lose the waterproofness compatibility and all that feature. So the Apple Watch Ultra is still not a very repairable device, which may or may not be a deal breaker for some people as well. So should you buy the Apple Watch Ultra? The answer is simply, if you are an Apple Watch fan, then and you have a big enough wrist for it, then it is the best Apple Watch that you can buy. It's got amazing sensors in it. It's a fantastic smartwatch if you like that kind of thing. And the R&D that Apple puts into their watches is just second to none. I mean, they really obsess over making the Apple Watch the best possible smartwatch product on the market today. I really wish I liked the Apple Watch more. It's something that I wish that I could wear all the time and just make it my daily driver, but I always find myself switching back to the Instinct Solar 2 because it has better battery life, it's more rugged, it's just more functional and practical, the touchscreen doesn't get in the way, and it really offers pretty much most of the smart watch features that most of these watches offer. So I don't know, I really like the Instinct Solar 2, but to each their own. The Apple Watch 2 is great. So I don't know, the Apple Watch Ultra is a fantastic watch. I think if you like the Apple Watch, you should buy one yourself, especially if you can afford the higher price tag. But anyway, let us know what you think of the Apple Watch Ultra in the comments section. I hope this video was helpful to you all. Please like and subscribe, and we will be back with another video really soon.